Straightforward conversations get the story behind the headlines right here on The Newsmaker. Thank you for joining Newswatch Plus. I'm Tristan Odalo. Authorities are now tracking Senator Bato de la Rosa, who is wanted by the International Criminal Court for alleged crimes against humanity. The hunt for de la Rosa comes amid the recent Senate chaos and as lawmakers prepare for the high-stakes impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte. Today's Newsmaker, we have veteran lawyer, Attorney Lorna Kapunan. Attorney Kapunan, thank you for your time. I'll start with, how do you assess the government's approach in arresting Senator Bato de la Rosa?
Well, it is good that because of the denial of the temporary restraining order, the executive deemed it wise already to proceed. Because if it did not proceed to implement the valid, may finding kasi na valid ang issued warrant of arrest ng The Hague, ng International Criminal Court. If that is valid, then we have to respect a valid warrant of arrest because that is founded on the Constitution. Ang Constitution natin says the Philippines is part of the international community and we respect and abide by international law and conventions and treaties. So that is the general statement. Even if we had already withdrawn from their own statute, the obligations remain. We may have been a former member, but the obligation was created, we submitted to the jurisdiction at the time when we were still members. And that jurisdiction, according to a specific article in the Rome Statute, once jurisdiction is vested, no? Pag may jurisdiction ng ICC, hindi na maaalis yun. And that is the same reason why nung question ito sa Supreme Court ng former President Duterte, na-confirm he submitted to the jurisdiction of the ICC. So naging moot na academic na yan. That's why yung petition ni President Duterte, ex-President Duterte, which has been pending since March of last year, naging moot na academic. Kanya, if the Supreme Court issues a contrary decision otherwise, parang grave, magiging hindi tama. Kung mag-i-issue pa ng injunction after kasi let's remember that this is not a separate case against Bato. But Senator Bato is being charged together with former President Duterte, together with 6 or 7 others. So, ang ruling dapat for consistency ng ICC is there is jurisdiction over Bato, who is a co-perpetrator. At ang ruling dapat, ang dapat sundan ng ating executive dito ay dapat consistent sa ginawa nila kay former President Duterte. Kasi otherwise, magiging mali. You cannot treat the former president one way and then say in the case of Bato na maghintay tayo ng final decision. Hindi pwede. Because of the separation of powers. Yung in the separation of powers, it is the executive that is mandated to execute treaty obligations.
Would you say, Attorney Kapunan, that there was an operational failure on the part of the authorities in enforcing the ICC arrest warrant despite its validity?
You know, ang problema dyan is hindsight is 2020 vision. The reason I say that, maraming tayong dapat ginawa ito, dapat nung sinerve yung, dapat hindi mga dalawang babae na frail na NBI agents, dapat mas malaking bardagol kaysa kay Bato, no, para hindi siya makaresist. Dapat kung may foresight na dapat yung mga possible places of escape, blinak ng NBI, no? Mga kung saan pwede dumaan. dapat ang daming dapat ano, as I said, hindsight is 2020 vision. But the circumstances were such that it was difficult because they were not only effecting a warrant against Bato, they were against a whole majority institution, no? So ang kalaban nila, hindi lang si Bato, ang kalaban nila mga cuddlers. This majority or whoever cuddled him and even issued a protective custody. Never heard of sa Senate kasi ang protective custody, if you are to follow Senate rules, pwede lang yan sa mga instances yung in aid of legislation, no? Kunyari, meron silang sinomon o sinabihan ng witness na natatakot mag-testify or magsabi ng totoo because against the powers that be, pwedeng bigyan ng protective custody. Yun ang mga situation na ganyan or there is threat to the life of somebody who has given an admission or tumuro sa mga kasabwat niya, protective custody yon. Pero never heard of na may protective custody ang isang senador. Also because again, on hindsight, sinabi ni Senate President Alan Peter na he is free to come and go nung nag-escape na si Bato. Ang sabi niya, well, he is free to come and go. If that is the situation, he's free to come and go. Eh, ba't kayo nag-protective custody? Eh, di nag-go na lang siya.
Speaking of abetting and aiding a fugitive, would you say that some senators might be liable for helping De La Rosa escape the Senate premises?
I think let us not preempt, no? There are ongoing investigations. There is the ongoing investigation on the particular shooting incident. Merong ganyan. Meron ring, I think, mga investigation right now that the restraining order has not been issued, there will be separate investigations, I understand, on who are those who may be charged with obstruction of justice, who may be charged with alarm and scandal, or aiding and abetting a fugitive, etc. No? So, let's not preempt the ongoing investigation. Ang klarong-klaro ngayon and what must be done really is hanapin si Senator Bato at arestuhin na yan. And it is good to know that the operational authorities, people who are implementing these operations, now have leads. And mag-ingat lang tayo, no, because meron ring panawagan na sana yung mga private citizens, kung meron tayong leads, bigyan natin ng suportahan ng NBI or ng PNP or CIDG or pero mahirap yan kasi leads may be misleading. Sasabihin mo what's going to prevent the DDS from saying he's here? Nandito sa Luzon, nagtatago sa whatever. Yung to make it appear na he's in Luzon but he's far away.
Yeah.
Mami-mislead. So sana wag na yung ganun. Let us just rely on the competence of our implementing authorities.
I understand that you don't want to preempt the outcome of the investigation on whether sino pong mga senator ang posibleng maharap sa mga reklamo. Pero I just want to know, are senators immune from suit? Or pwede po ba silang masampahan ng kaso because of what they did to De La Rosa kung mapapatunayang tinulungan nga po nila?
Well, it is very clear that the public officials, senators, in your question, are immune from suit if the penalty for the offense is 6 years and beyond. Below 6 years, walang immunity yan. So, ano ang crime for obstruction? Ano ang penalty for obstruction? No? Baka less than 6 months, pero kung may aggravating circumstance yan, abuse of authority, for instance, giving illegal instructions, mga aggravating circumstance yan, no? Or exposing media and the Senate staff to danger on their lives. And then, of course, there is also possible destruction of property, no? Exposure of the Senate building uh, to destruction. Lahat yan aggravating circumstance. Palagay ko, magiging more than 6 months, 6 years, I'm sorry, 6 years ang penalty niyan. So, pag ganun nga na may offense at may aggravating penalty, aggravating circumstances, eh hindi sila immune.
And once and for all, could you set the record straight, Attorney Kapunan, about the defense of the lawyers of Senator De La Rosa that they will only recognize a warrant issued by a local court? Kailangan pa po ba ng isang arrest warrant mula sa isang local court bago nila maaresto si Senator De La Rosa?
Well, first of all, there can be no warrant issued by a local court because there is no pending case in a local court. Di ba? Ngayon, yung sinasabi nila ay dapat yung ICC warrant na yan i-present sa local court para i-affirm ng local. Mali yun. Ang function, they're citing a certain provision in the Rome Statute, if I'm not mistaken, Section 57 or 59, that mentions anong function ng local court, no? The local court's function, if at all, is number one, just for identification, validation of the identity of the accused. So pupunta ngayon, let's say may ICC warrant, no? Tapos kukunin na sila ni Bato. Produce nila si Bato sa local court at tatanungin kay Senator De La Rosa, ikaw ba si Bato? O di, yun ang gagawin ng local court. Tapos pangalawa, ang gagawin dapat ng local court based on the Rome Statute is tatanungin, is this a valid ICC or is this bogus ICC warrant of arrest? Not questioning the jurisdiction of the ICC to issue. It is just questioning the authenticity of the document they are holding. Ganun lang. Hindi naman case yun ng probable cause, no? So, yung sinasabi nila, issuance of the local court, gross ignorance of the law yun. Walang pending case na pwedeng mag-issue ang isang local court ng warrant of arrest. Pangalawa, ang ating local courts, never in the history of our local courts na nag-handle sila ng crimes against humanity. Di ba? IHL yan, International Humanitarian Law. And it requires a certain amount of expertise. Plus, sasabihin ng isang Bato de la Rosa, what about my human rights? What about my due process? I-reverse natin ang question, no? Naisip ba niya yung human rights ng mga victims ng extrajudicial killings na nasa Hague ngayon? Naisip ba niya yung due process nila? Naisip ba niya na nag-iisa siya compared to the 30 or 30,000 or 300,000 victims ng human rights, no? Buti nga siya, nagsisweldo pa siya. Sabi nga ng mga human rights victim families, kami nga dito wala na kaming trabaho, nagagastos pa kami to be witnesses, resource persons sa Hague. Si Senator De La Rosa, wala na nga siya sa Senate, hindi lang siya ang kumukuha ng sweldo, pati pamilya niya who are members of his staff, no? So, again, the inequities, no? Bakit pag person in public position or person with influence, iba ang pagtrato compared to the ordinary people. So dapat yun din ang tingnan natin. Balansin dapat natin. That's why maganda yung recent development na klarong-klaro sa press conference ng Department of Justice. Number one, there is a valid existing warrant of arrest. Number two, all operatives are required to implement. Number three, Number three, it is confirmed that Senator Bato is now a fugitive from justice. So, as a fugitive from justice, are you entitled to remedies under the law? Palagay ko, mahirap sagutin yan.
Okay, I want to go now to the looming impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte. Can you confirm that you are now part of the House Private Prosecutors? Natap na po ba kayo? Nasabihan na kayo about this role?
Ah, siguro wag na muna, napaka-presumptuous ko naman ano. Nagbe-vet pa ngayon ang House leadership at in due time magkakaroon ng official announcement kasi maraming volunteer lawyers dito. So maghintay-hintay na lang tayo, Tristan.
Kahit kinonfirm na po ni Kong Redon, hintayin po muna natin yung official announcement.
Oo, pagbigyan naman natin ng official announcement.
But would you be ready to take on this responsibility?
We've been ready since last year. Remember, kami rin yung volunteer lawyers sa first impeachment noong 2019, no? That was dismissed by the Supreme Court. So, hindi natin pinabayaan yan. Tuloy-tuloy ang pag-aaral natin. Ako at mga kasama kong volunteer lawyers.
For you, Attorney Kapunan, are you confident that you have strong evidence against Vice President Sara Duterte?
Matibay na matibay po. Ang sabi ng defense, magbibigay daw sila ng ano yan, bloodbath, no? May bloodbath daw sila sa evidence. Palagay ko ang bloodbath dito, manggagaling sa prosecution. Kasi wala pa tayong naririnig na evidence na manggagaling sa defense, no? Baka ang pakita nila bubble bath, hindi bloodbath.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights. Veteran lawyer, Attorney Lorna Kapunan. Ma'am, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Tristan, at mabuhay ka at lahat ng mga nanonood at nakikinig.
And we will continue to deliver just the facts and the news you need. Until our next Newsmaker, I'm Tristan Udalo.